A new report by Save the Children has revealed the social impact of Myanmar's military coup on civilians. Since the military takeover at the beginning of February, hundreds of thousands of people have been displaced, and more than a third of them are children. The report says 206,000 people have been displaced by the wave of violence that followed the ousting of the government. The UN warned in June of mass deaths from starvation, disease and exposure. Armed conflict since the coup has forced more than 76,000 children to flee their homes and move to jungle areas where they live in makeshift shelters with little access to food. The coup has also driven child hunger. The World Food Programme estimated earlier this year the number of people going hungry could more than double to 6.2 million. That's up from 2.8 million before the coup. Let's discuss this with Kyaw Win. He's the founder and executive director of Burma Human Rights Network. Kyaw, thank you so much for joining us on the program. When we hear these shocking statistics from the rights groups, after the coup in February, with the military crackdown, with people rising up to protest, and with many people becoming refugees within their own country and abroad, did this seem like something that was inevitably going to happen, that we were going to see this type of humanitarian crisis in Myanmar?
Actually, you see, Burma has been experiencing civil war since several decades, 60, 70 years now. So we have already all humanitarian disaster in border areas, in the ethnic control areas. But what happened after the February is nationwide. It's like a Chin state, Sagaing state. There are so many states which never been before any violence and never experienced any violence. Those areas are now having like a civil war. The military is shelling heavy guns to those residential areas, using bombardment, using air fighter jets and helicopter gunships to attack the civilians. So this is happening, and there are millions of people now, facing humanitarian disaster. Don't forget that we are now still having a COVID-19 situation, which is we are not coming out of yet. So people are totally forgot about the pandemic, while there is, facing humanitarian disaster by man-made humanitarian disaster.
Kyaw, is there political and international will to get involved in the situation in Myanmar and help the millions of people who really need aid?
What immediately need to do is all the border need to be open to send all the humanitarian aids from China, from India, from Thailand, from all the border. And also international community need to reach out to the people of Burma to support them, to help them. People, what military is doing is they dried up all the bank. They control the cash liquid. So people have no cash. They cannot buy food. They cannot buy anything. So they are facing, hunger. And this is the capital city, which I'm saying is the big cities. And forget about the small towns and other rural areas. They are desperate and they are very terrible situation they are facing. And international community cannot, just publish the statement and do nothing. That's not possible now.
Well, why is the international community not doing anything? I mean, this coup took place in February. There were many countries that said that they would impose sanctions on the junta. We saw some of the neighboring countries around Myanmar actually close their borders to refugees.
Actually, the international community has perception that when they impose sanction, when they publish the statement, that's done. Actually, it is not. It's just beginning. The important thing is something impact on the ground. That's very important. There must be arms embargo against Burmese military. Stop to force them to stop killing innocent people, civilians, peaceful protesters. These are the important things. The international community must use their pressure, all the possible resources to stop this the killing the peoples and committing crime against humanity. And this is clearly that Burmese military is committing crime against humanity, and the international community not only can stop this, and the international community can do so many things that is impact on the ground, such as arms embargo, and bring them to international criminal court. So they will understand that they cannot continue the crimes they have been committing, because you see that the military junta, the one who is leading now, is the one who committed genocide against the Rohingya people. He has already, blood in his hand. So this is the criminal gangs. They are not military.
Very much a desperate situation in Myanmar. Kyaw Win speaking to us there from London. Appreciate